Emperor, rise up, rise up, rise up.
Thank you for watching BlaXit.
Money, Emperor.
So, BlaXit Family.
BlaXit Family.
BlaXit Family.
Yay! So, we're here and we're in the west coast of Africa. We are in the beautiful smiling coast of Gambia. And we're BlaXit. I'm your host, Nyancho Kajabi, aka Juliet Ryan. And I'm here with my wonderful husband,
Hatib Kojabi, aka Adrian Ryan.
and we're the founders of BlaXit. BlaXit is all about your relocation, repatriation back to Africa, back to the motherland, back home, back where you belong. And I keep saying the same thing over and over again, which is come home. Now, today's show is very, very important. We have a very, very special guest. Now, I'm hoping that if you've been watching BlaXit, you would have recognized him from our previous program. Yes, we have our very special guest from Mauritania, and we are here with none other than the head and owner of the manuscript company. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please, to the BlaXit family.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdullah Muhammad Bilal from Mauritania, Director of the House of Manuscript Arabic African. أشكر أختي وصديقتي جوليت وزوجها المحترم يعني حاتم على المقابلة الطيبة وعلى زيارتهم لي في المنزل في غامبيا. أتشرف بقدومهم ومعي أخي محمد وهو يترجم يعني كل ما نقول.
Oh, thank you. So, BlaXit family, as you know, he's from Mauritania, so we speak different languages. However, that is not going to be a barrier to our communication here today, because we have African Boyo who's helping us, and we also have his friend here who's in the house helping us as well. So we appreciate your contribution to today's program. Thank you so much. And so we have Mahmoud and we have African Boyo. So he's saying that he's really happy to be here and happy that we're guests in his home. He laid out a sumptuous feast today. So if I stumble a bit on my words or I'm a bit tired after 2 glasses of a lovely Mauritanian tea attire, which was wonderful, and a lot of wonderful food. And Mauritanian food is absolutely delicious. It was couscous and rice and lots of vegetables and vegetarian foods, and also salads, and also lamb, and oh gosh, everything. It was just amazing. So we want to thank you for your hospitality as well. We really appreciate your kindness and your warmth towards us. But today we're going to be talking about the purpose for your visit here in the Gambia, and that is the very important role that you play in history. That's right, yeah. Marcus Garvey said, what did he say, Age?
Well, Marcus Garvey said, a person without the knowledge of his past is like a tree without roots. Yeah. And he also said, any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race for your survival is a leadership that will always enslave you. Yeah. So,
I'm just going to ask Adrian, what do you think, how important is it for us to be here today, and the importance of history, Age? Because, I mean, this is like something that I learned from you. you know, is really to look into history and regard history with such reverence. So, you know, how important is it today to be talking about these ancient manuscripts? Many of these manuscripts are over 500, 600, 700 years old. That's centuries old. And I'm going to talk to Abdullah about it, but I just want, you know, for you to share with BlaXit Family age.
So yeah, BlaXit Family, there's a misconception out there among some people. They think that our history starts from slavery, but our history predates slavery. You know, as a matter of fact, African history is world history. You know, and we have our manuscripts here that predate 500 years, 700 years. You know, and you know the transatlantic slave trade started just over 400 years ago. So now we have knowledge here that predates that. Knowledge that teaches us who we are, who we were. You know, as that movie said, when we were kings, when we were queens. You know, so this is the history that is here. You know, and it cannot be changed because it's the original manuscript of our ancestors that put this in writing. You know, so history itself plays a great part in our culture. You know, and it's good for us as Africans to connect back to our ancestors. And I mean way back. You know, way back before slavery. So you got a better understanding, you know, of us, who we are, where we were coming from, the things we used to do before slavery. You know, because, you know, Africa teach the world everything. Everything that you see out there in the world, Africa is the main source of almost everything out there in the Western world. So it's important for us to preserve this history. And I wish that our African brothers and sisters, you know, could get hold of this history. Teach it to a younger generation to come. Because it's very important for we to know who we are. Yeah, so we understand where we're going.
Yeah, I think that's important. So, with that being said, I'd like to come to you now, Abdullah.
Yes.
Yeah. How and why did you get involved in manuscripts in the first place?
Mune luta tawaji mu de bole bopam si liggéey book yi ni ay bagage yi denjalen di len
هاي المكتبة اللي أتشرف بملكها بدأت أقتنيها من 25 سنة 25 years يوم كنت في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة في دبي، وبدأت أجمع هذه المكتبة المخطوطات العربية والإسلامية ومن كل مكان من جميع أنحاء العالم في التاريخ العربي والإفريقي والإسلامي من كل مكان. مجموع اللي موجود عندي حاليا من هذه المعارف حوالي 2700 مخطوطة نادرة. 700 manuscript of me now.
Right. He said he likes this job and have been involved in this for over 25 years in Mauritania, right? Dubai. Yeah. So in that process, he happens to go in for books that are over 500 years, so that he will be able to know his real origin, where he is from, so that he will be able to understand where he is from, his main culture, to understand who he is, who he truly is. Yes, that is why he is mainly concentrating on this, and he is having over 200. How many?
2,700
books.
The one manuscript is 800 years,
or
700 years, 600 years, 500 years ago. يعني 200 years. And 200,
to go
300, 400,
300,
700, 500, يعني 800 years.
So Yeah.
He said upon all the books that he have, it starts from 300, from 200,
200,
300 up to 800. That's the last book that he got.
Wow. So 800 years of history. And why are we making this program? You might want to ask. Yeah. Why are manuscripts so important? Manuscripts are so important to us because our history has been stolen, plundered, burnt, robbed, and destroyed. And so to have access to these books, these manuscripts, to have the information compiled in these manuscripts is ultimately, the most important thing that we can do, because knowledge is power. And many of us, especially from the diaspora, isn't it, Age? Us, African descendants, we don't know about our history. We're taught a false history. We're taught a false narrative in schools. We're taught, a white man's history. We're not told our history. And when you do talk about history, they want to talk about slavery. So this is why it's so important that we have documented occurrences written by our people, for our people, by our people, about our past. So I'd like to know, some of the contents of the manuscripts pertaining to our history.
léegi lu mu bëgg a mooy pour xam book yi nii yan kàddu yooyu ñoo nekk si biir yu nga xam ne yooyu ñoo nekk ñun suñ history ñun waaw loolu la bëgg a xam yu nga xam ne ñun ay kàddu lañ te mu ngi si book yi nii te dafa tenku si suñ history.
maanaam dafa ñëwoon maanaam ñun Afrique.
waaw ñun ñooy ñan waaw ñun ñooy ñan.
كان هنا دي قبل أخبار الكتب اللي هم مش فيهم من تاريخهم هم لذلك تقريبا.
هاي كتب فيها كتب نادرة من التاريخ الإفريقي من الاستوار وفي إفريقيا الغربية من تيمبوكتو إلى موريتانيا إلى الجزائر إلى دول المغرب العربي إلى حتى الأندلس يوم حكموه المسلمين 8 قرون، وفيها مخطوطات نادرة بخط الحاج عمر الفوتي.
ماني تري من قام هيستري أفريق تيبوري تيمبوكتو مالي
bala mama wax ko nga gis mu gën a yomba ak man.
Wow.
He said the TVs are telling histories about Timbuktu. Yeah.
Ak jaar de Mauritanie, Algérie.
Ak jaar with jaar Morocco ak
Sénégal.
Yes.
Dan am benn borom xam-xam bu ñu wax Amar Fouti kooku yaakaar naa ne muy boori Guinée.
Yeah. He said there is this one. He said in these books, yeah, the TVs are saying, and there is one knowledgeable educate who is well known as Ahmad Fouti, who is just somewhere around Guinea, Mali. He's a well-known man, but he's concerned about the religion.
كان الإسلام دوغا في بدل بور إسبان before 800 years in Spain.
He said the book is containing that history whereby the guy knows when the Islam truly came into Africa and then Senegal, Spain until it reaches Spain.
Indalus is in Spain.
Indalus, like I know. It's in Spain.
فيها كتب تتكلم عن التاريخ الإفريقي قبل 500 سنة.
ماني بقري عمنا أي book yoo xam ne mi ngi wax ci history Afrique rek yoo xam ne passé na léegi juróomi téeméeri at.
He said also there is books that contain African history that passed 500 years ago. Yeah.
كلها أغلبها مكتوبة باللغة العربية.
تلولو يب نينكو بند majority بكنا باري. تري نينكو بند عرب.
And they said most of the history is written in Arabic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does anyone translate these books so that this history can be preserved?
mu ne ndax am na ñu nga xam ne jël nañ book bi ni binda ko ci yeneen kàllaama yu dul arab ndax pour ñu mun koo denc xam-xam bi mun a nekk ak
في كتب مترجمة ولكن نحن عندنا الأصل.
ماني واو أمنا بنيو traduction واي problem بي موي d'origine بي خمغ d'origine بي بوكو دي سي موي لو أم لو تانكستو d'origine بي موي في بيجارمو وخمني أمنا إيه تندرس وخمنا خمنا ديبي أمنا يبارني كو translation English French Spain واي d'origine بي بويكو بنده موكو أم d'origine original one
he said there are it is translated in different languages but the origin is here history the real history is inside. The translation have been done but they might do it in another way around that people might not understand the exact words that stand for it because there are certain Arabic words that if you say it will not have a proper meaning.
xam nga yow léegi par exemple nga dem gis dara fekk am na ko liggéey ba pare nga liggéey ko bokkul ak lu ñuy njëkk liggéey boobu mooy am history loo xam ne jar na xool time boobu naka li nit yi bindee
okay all right what he is trying to say is that this book is the original book. People will certainly translate it in a different language, but they will not use the original one because this is the main history of the book. But if they translate it, it's like it will have a difference from the one that is originally written by the author itself.
Yeah. So, does he translate at all? Does he do translations? Does he write books? Does Abdullah write books?
والذي الحين عندي محاولة مع بعض الدكاترة من العرب والأفارقة هم نحن نحاول أن نقوم بترجمة يعني بعضهم هناك لغات كالإنجليزية والفرنسية والألمانية والإسبانية لكن هذا جهد كبير ما يقدر يعدلوه مع الدول.
في تسنتيتو
نعم
مني فمنني أمنا كستو كاي برون خم يبالي أي دكتور يخم نيجي كستو لولو مو معك نيوي بور دف تراديكسيون تييني كلامي من إنجليش فرنش سبين إيطالي واي لولو xam nga du projet bu ndaw boobu ay réew ñoo ko def waaye ñun start nañ ko ñu ci yëngatu pour ñu def ko
okay he said well what you said whether he have translated it or not he said he is on the project with some doctors that wanted to do the project together but they are on the project but it's not a small project so it is a project of a country people should involve in it in order to do it because it's not an easy job to do. It is not an easy job to do.
Alright, got any question?
So some of this history is going back 800 years, and as Bob Marley said, it's not easy to wipe away 400 years of history, but now we have to add another 400 years on top of that, so that this history need to preserve, and it will be good when they translate some of it to English, which they may have done before. They have translated some of these books to English. Yes. But as you were saying, they may translate it, but they might use their own influence on the translation. Yeah.
Mone history bini dafa don lu nga xamne amon na ñenenti téméri at mu ne comme waykat bi num ko waxee lu nga xam ne xewoon na si ñeneenti téeméeri at yi gannaaw warloo ko fomba mu pour mu génna lu nga war a def mooy nga yokk si beneen ñeneenti téeméeri at nga gis ngeen mun a denca kàddu yu nga xam ne yooyu lañ denca ba yow nga gis ko pour keneen mun koo gis so pour def loolu noonu ndaa am nañ sañ-sañ boobu noonu mun nañoo def sañ-sañ boobu noonu pour ñu def ko si anglais kàllaama anglais nga gis pour xam-xam bi mu mun a gën a yaa wax.
أنا هذا عنه تاريخ بشري له 400 سنة وعن فيه مغني يقول عن مدة عندهم تاريخ 400 سنة عن يا الله تدير عليها 400 سنة أخرى. عن من رأيك أنكم أنتم مستمعين بدون هذا النظر له؟ يا كانكم متباركين مع صورة تكتبوا بلغة أخرى وتحافظوا عليهم من أجل البقاء البشري الآخر من أجل شوفوا
نعم. يقولوا عنه طبعا شكرا. هذا هو اللي نحن نحاول أن هاي المعلومات اللي فيه توصل للعالم كامل، المعلومات الصحيحة، وعنها كذلك الإبداع، الطريقة اللي كتبوا بها الناس قبل 600 سنة و700 سنة، طريقة يعني ما زالت الكتابة كأنها كتبت اليوم. هذا ترجمة أول شيء.
ماني واو نيوم لولو مويسين أنا بر نيو أنا بينو فيلي تيتاي بوي nga xamni boko xolé ñu bind nañ ko légui amna ñaata at te boko xolé nga yaakaar ni légui dañ ko bind kon lolu def lay won ni
ñoom bëgg nañu
yàgg neen am yàgg neen nit yi am yàgg neen am jom ba
One nation, one Africa. Thank you, BlaXit family. Please keep watching. Remember, follow your dreams.
Purchase your tracks today. 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 Purchase your tracks today.
Informative.